I'm back again today with another interesting discussion on what is enthusiasm and why, once you're enthusiastic about certain things, what brings it down, and how to again come up to that level of enthusiasm which was a part of your nature, and that is why you were being appreciated, and then what made that enthusiasm come down. What could be the probable reasons for enthusiasm not being the constant at all the times? Why does it increase? Why does it decrease? And what are the mood swings associated when this happens? So, what is enthusiasm? First of all, it is about expressing your spirit both individually and collectively. When you're alone, what you are enthusiastic about. When you're in a group, what you are enthusiastic about. Um, Now, a meaningful life is completely dependent on our inner serenity, our self honesty, and engaging with the world around you with genuine enthusiasm. That's the general way. The word enthusiasm, actually, it is, some people define it as a strong excitement or strong feeling of interest in something we like or enjoy doing it. Without that, how would one get into completing anything successfully with patience? So, why should one, and the another question is, why should one explicitly think about this um, topic, enthusiasm? What's the need? What brings this to discussion? That would be anybody's question, and any intelligent person's question. I mean to say, not um, any other person who is like, uh, totally out of question. So the word actually, this the word enthusiasm, it actually is has a very different context in the Western world, but in our day-to-day life, we use it as in day-to-day life we use it to express our feelings. So it has basically it's evolved from a Western um, uh, world's meaning term, meaning manifesting the spirit within. So that is the meaning of that word. Now, how does one know one is enthusiastic? The enthusiasm is expressed with more often with our voice, the gestures, facial expressions, words, and actions. Whether we feel or don't feel inspired can be revealed in a simple smile or a frown, standing straight or bending or a slouching, being kind to others or being distant. So that is the way. Whether or not we feel inspired or not feel we feel inspired or not inspired. So when you say that this enthusiastic about any activity, and in the mid of it, what brings it down? Sometimes it does come down. If it is same at all the times, then it's no problem, but what brings it down? And how does this affect your day-to-day life? And more importantly, the activity at hand. When you are into doing some activity, it could be at workplace or even at your own personal space, your hobbies. So you're enthusiastic about something, and then suddenly you feel, oh shit, I did want to do this. What am I to do doing this? I should keep this aside. So losing enthusiasm. You may feel that you were once enthusiastic about a job, relationship, or activity, but lately you feel you're losing your enthusiasm. This may be a sign that what you are doing today may no longer be aligned with or connected to your inner spirit or sight. So, if neglected, this disconnect can lead to a growing stress and anger and ultimately show up where in your physical ailments. It begins with how what kind of posture you keep. So, um, and it should not go unnoticed. So many times we don't notice it, others notice it. And importantly, not those we people whom we are with more often, they notice it, who are our own people who are away from us. They notice such differences. Immediately they can point out that something is wrong with that person, whereas we may deny it altogether, and we may not even notice that yes, this was a change, and accept it. And if you notice and accept it, then you will do the needful to work around the loss of enthusiasm, and you could ponder on the reasons. But many a times we don't notice it, and we need someone to tell us that yes, you are lacking there. And that brings in a change, and a good change, and one would want to work on it, and find out what that person would have lost if he did not accept it. And accept in the sense detecting the disconnect with your own persona. That is that is why it is so important. If you are losing your enthusiasm, and this feeling has been with you for some time, you may wish to talk with someone close to you, your friend or any professional, in order to better understand the root of this disconnect and what actions you can undertake to address it. Perhaps it may mean seeking a new challenge or a goal, or perhaps it means doing more of the activities that give you energy and less of the activities that drain your energy. Perhaps it means seeking out people who uplift you versus surrounding yourself with the people who pull you down. Or perhaps it means that you need to remind yourself of the positive impact you can make in the lives of others. Um, it simply means that you need to remind yourself of the positive impact you can make in the lives of others. So I'm again repeating this, which is very important to me. If you're losing your enthusiasm and this feeling has been with you for some time, then you may want to speak to your close friends or professionals, or understand the root of this disconnect from your persona. And then once you understand there's a disconnect, then what's important is how you address it. Perhaps it may mean, perhaps it means seeking a new goal or a challenge. And it also means doing more of the uh, more kind of things that give you energy, and less of those things that drain your energy. The first and the foremost is you need to check what kind of people you are associating with. That is the most important to understand, and what is causing you to drain out the energy. So and try to find out proper people who are supportive of you and uplifting your spirits. Now one may ask that to be enthusiastic, do you need support of other person? Yes, you always need support of other person. May not be the case, but you do need to check who are you associating with, what kind of people are in your life. If that you are able to detect, then half of your job is done. So uh, that was about it, and that is the most important point. Those people who just keep pestering you with telling your faults, and making you feel you are um, as if you don't deserve anything better than that, and they point it out. And at such times, what is more worse is you cannot point their fault out. You accept it, or you just ignore it. So that is the most worst part of it, when you're not able to detect that the other person, it is his fault, that he's constantly pointing your faults out. So then I point out, so then this person points out his fault, this person points out his faults. So what's the point of this association, this kind of association, or lingering with such kind of people or friends around you? So that does not help. So this is very important point to note, that who are you moving around with in your day-to-day life. Now the next point is about, now this is about the about getting to know what is the root of the disconnect from this very um, very essential part of your personality. What made you away from get away from it? So this was one point about checking who are you associating with in your day-to-day life, and what is causing this decline in the enthusiasm. The second point is, now this, the first reason is outwardly, there is someone, next person, another person who is responsible for that, partly responsible for that. Now the second point about faking enthusiasm. Now once I saw um, a girl going in a market, in the when I went to for shopping in the market, I saw a girl moving around with tea that read, "Sorry, I'm late. I didn't want to come." Now, sometimes we feel that we are required to fake enthusiasm in order to be accepted by others, which is the worst kind of thing that one can accept for oneself. Now, this may be, where do we get to see this? This could be true, especially in the workplace. Organizations who want employees who are fully engaged, enthusiastic, and especially for jobs that require employees to play their part in front of the in front of so much of the public, such as, like cashiers, the clerks, the teachers, the service workers, the uh, the waiters in the restaurants or in the joints. Faking enthusiasm when we don't really feel excited or passionate may be part of the job expectations, but faking enthusiasm can push us further and further away from our true selves, until one day we wake up and ask ourselves, who am I? It really means a lot. So at workplace, this is much of thing that is being observed. You want to have you want to get promotions on time. You want attention from others, and you want to prove yourself, your worth, your productivity, etc. And the easiest way to do away with this is fake your enthusiasm, and which is not right all the time. So seeking to please others can be it can be a very big trap. We need to ask ourselves, is this a short-term challenge, or is faking enthusiasm going to be a long-term necessity? How important is this? Is it a short-term challenge, or it's going to be a long-term necessity? And what will happen to your personality in that process in order for me to excel? And why all this? For me to excel at the job means, now this is one way about the workplace, and job means it could be also your own personal space. Like you are like you are not feeling good about yourself in the house. You have been around in the house for a long time, and all by yourself, and you don't have much to do, as you were busy and getting attention, seeking attention, getting, not seeking, without seeking attention, getting it all the time. So then you want to like you want to fake the enthusiasm. What we do, and that you were getting attention, a lot of attention once upon a time. Now what you are doing, you want to now get yourself again into that frame. So then what do? You want to make your own personal project, project list. It's a to-do list, but then you want to put it in a proper format. So then project list, the project, then the plan for it, etc. So you're trying to fake enthusiasm, and you don't realize, when you don't realize this, then that is the worst thing. And then you're in a trap until it gets very bored. It turns into a boredom, and only to realize that you have done a lot that you should not have been doing. Like overeating can be one of the side effects of it. Overeating, laziness, not doing things that interest you in the day to day life, the activities which are, like a part of your personality, of part of your life for the day to day living. And what are they? Waking up early in the morning to do exercises on time, then eating healthy breakfast, and and then cooking the meals that you like, the healthy, again nutritious ones, not just to satisfy your palate or your taste buds. So if you are doing something to satisfy your taste buds for a long period of time, and it could be indication of this fake enthusiasm. No one may no one may have noticed this, but yes, this could be a probable reason, underlying reason why you are doing it. And unless anyone comes and points it to you, and then you realize it, it's not going to help you. Some person may ask, why do you do the same thing? Now, a wife is cooking, suppose, and the husband may ask her, why are you cooking the same thing daily over and over again? Don't you find it so boring? And then you say, no, because I think, and then what she justifies it that, oh, it's been so yummy. It gives, it uplifts the mood, and it's been around very easy to cook, and all sort of nonsense reasons actually. But that wife may not realize that it is not what she wanted to do, nor the husband may realize that the wife is out of way. And unless she herself finds out what is it that is causing this disconnect, like uh, you're faking enthusiasm, so you want to do certain things. And I'm just giving an example in terms of cooking your day-to-day meals, but it could be much more than that, and you need to genuinely search out such things in your day-to-day life, the whole day throughout, what you are doing and why are you doing it. Did you ever want to do it at all, and what was the purpose of doing it? We rarely come across such questions. We don't question ourselves. That is the problem, and this is the cause of that faking enthusiasm. And you would do this, you if this goes unnoticed, you will do this with this frame of mind. You will try to do many other new things and try to fit in that. So this is one of the points. I didn't notice it for so long, and it suddenly occurred to my mind, what is going on with this enthusiasm, and what is this enthusiasm about that I feel hold throughout the day at certain times, like when it's morning, the sunshine, like in the afternoon, there's a lot of, in the US, the weather is getting nice, and there's a lot of warmth in the climate. So then what is this day to day? Why do you need to be excited? What excites you? The sun is rising, the sunrise, then the morning sunshine, the afternoon hot, the nice warm climate that makes you feel like going out for a jogging or walking long distances, and to get to freshen up yourself, refresh yourself, have some nice relaxation, your muscle exercises, so etc. All these things. So do you need it at all the times, or what is it? It must be coming from inside. But then when you fake your enthusiasm, then you will notice that yes, it was a mistake, and you had a disconnect with your personality. So these things are so important, and once one realizes, then what is supposed to do? Now, like some people may realize it that is it going to turn into a long term necessity, and then it becomes a part of your personality, and others may have a perception about you in the same way, which may not be the right thing. So then what's the need of giving others a good perception about yourself? Yes, that matters a lot. If you are something and somebody else is getting some other perception about you, then that there can't be a good relationship, the relationship will not be healthy in the first place. So what you stand for, what you are, and that other person is not getting the same, then your relationship may suffer. And so for that, you don't have to fake things, but whatever you are internally, it must go to the other person. That is the basic idea of it. And this causes a good, like a viable, it causes a very healthy, viable environment for all to thrive, exist, thrive, and grow. So this point about faking enthusiasm is very important. And if you detect this in yourself, and when you change for good, the others also you can help around with this point. Now, what so one must realize, what effect is faking enthusiasm having on my spirit? Am I losing trust in myself? And are others losing trust in me if they sense I'm faking it too often? And will the disconnect between the image I'm projecting and am who I really am lead to some stress, some kind of stress, unwanted, undesirable stress? Now, this is so important. Undesirable stress. So, if there is undesirable stress due to this point, then it is a very serious thing. Then, other issues, the anguish of certain unknown things which are not at all concerning you. What is the anguish about? This is all an um, imaginary thing. So you are stuck with imaginary things, and that is bothering you, and you're not able to put in your 100% in the task at hand. So this is such a grave um, this is such a grave impact of such a small thing which went unnoticed. And you all the time you felt like you are a true person, you are a genuine person, but this important facet of your life was being damaged, or rather it was subject to decay. I can say that it is so grave. I would say it is subject to decay because of this disconnect. So then we saw now faking enthusiasm, or what it could take from you away, what it could take you away from. It's a disconnect with yourself when you're faking enthusiasm. So genuine enthusiasm, many of us know all the time, and genuine enthusiasm is talked about more often. And at the time, again, we have to detect when you are in a group and somebody is being appreciated or praised for his enthusiasm, then you accept it very easily. Along with the, you go along with the flow of the crowd around you, and you don't hold your own individual opinion about it. So it's very important you stay alert to it. And when you're in a group, then what are you accepting and what are you rejecting? You have to be very cautious, and this is such a important part of your own self, that this cannot go unnoticed, like giving acceptance to certain things which may not be true. And this happens with the person, and this fake enthusiasm is a result of this. When you meet certain people in group and it does not mean a lot to you, and still this creeps into your being from external factors. This is an external factor, and it keep creeps into your being, becomes a part of you, and you're not able to detect it. And the way you function in your day-to-day life, not even any important performance or any important event of your life, the day-to-day activities, it is affecting your day-to-day activities. So this is really very, very serious, and one should, you know, uh, detect it, accept it, and work on it to better to make it a genuine one. So now, genuine. Now, what about genuine enthusiasm? Now the task is, once you have detected it, the disconnect. Now you want to be genuine. So what are you going to take? What measures are you going to take to become genuine? So genuine is a simple expression of our own true spirit and emotions. So expressing our own self is important part of uh, our mm, humanness, inspiring not only us but also those around us. So being honest with others leads to more authentic relationships. So this part is very important, because who are all friends around you, whatever friends you have around you, if you cannot tell them the truth, you cannot speak truth with them, then it also affects you. You want to hold back certain things. You want to speak certain things to only flatter them, and you want to hold back to certain things which are the true things which you cannot speak. Then this is also faking enthusiasm. So such small things in our day-to-day life, they are so important. And you would say, why am I speaking on this at greater length? Because I never did have any time in my life to ponder on this, that this could be such a big topic for discussion for the self. So for now that I have time and I've come across this, and I began to think what actually is going on with this word enthusiasm in my life. And I thought I must give a thought to it, and it really did work well for me. And it did really work well for me. And recently, in the last week, I came across certain incidents which pushed me towards this, which otherwise would have gone unnoticed, and I would be having this fake thing in as a part of my personality for such a long time in the future, and I would not have known. So by fortunately somehow it struck me. So this is so important, expressing your own self. Now, in order to embrace this genuine enthusiasm, what are steps or measures would you want to take? So, acknowledging what your emotions are trying to tell you, for they are important signals of what you may need to address. Even if you don't feel, I'm reading directly from the notes that I have collected. So, even if you don't feel passionate about your life, work, look for the positive outlook, positive look for one or two of the things that are going well in your life. Now, in order to embrace genuine enthusiasm, this is the point. Even if you don't feel passionate about your life or work, look for the positive, look for one or two of 10 things that are going well in your life. It's not that um, you lack this genuine enthusiasm, but sometimes uh, you're not conscious of what decisions you make at times, and immediately you want to jump to the conclusions. The first part of that is reaction, immediate reaction, rather than waiting patiently and have giving a thought to what other things are there in addition to this, which is the highlight that you are lacking in it. Seek more alignment with interests, with what interests and inspires you. Bring more of this into your life. Choose work or focus on the parts of your job that are more closely aligned with your true nature. This is like a self, this is like a self effort or a self study thing. Find out people who understand and support you, and importantly, in turn, you also support them. Enthusiasm is a contagious spread. Enthusiasm is contagious, spread it to people around you, which is the most important thing. And if you have a genuine one, it doesn't remain hidden, it doesn't go unnoticed. And more often, the enthusiasm is about a common topic between people. So So choose work or focus on the parts of your job that are more closely aligned with your true nature. Find people who understand and support you, and importantly, you support them. Enthusiasm is contagious. When we are engaged in activities we feel are meaningless, feel that we are not living authentically, are over, or feel that we are not living authentically, are overwhelmed with excessive work and resentment, or complain incessantly and have a negative attitude. These are all signs that we lack enthusiasm. Come again about this. When we are engaged in activities we feel are meaningless. Why would you do certain activity which is meaningless? Who asked you to do that, first of all? So it is so simple as to question yourself, why am I doing this? Which which is a sign that we lack enthusiasm. When we are engaged in activities we enjoy, feel that we matter, and have an optimistic, positive attitude, these are signs we are living with genuine enthusiasm. Come again on this. When we are engaged in activities we enjoy, we feel that we matter, and have an optimistic, positive attitude, then that is where you are going to have a genuine enthusiasm. It is Enthusiasm is essential for living a meaningful life. Now, the last point of this is enthusiasm is essential for living a meaningful life. It's not what we do in life, our job or relationship, but how we do it that matters. It's not what we do in life, but how we do it. When we are inspired, we are open to new connections, when we get new thoughts and ideas. By engaging in life with genuine enthusiasm, we can interpret the people and experiences in our lives with new meaning, which in turn can make a big difference in the overall quality of the life. So, next time when you are very much enthusiastic, you have to check it if it is fake or genuine. It goes undetected. It's very difficult to actually understand it. But if you give a little attention to it, you will notice it. And whenever this happens, once you notice it and then you will have a corrective action, then it will become a habit of yours. And this habit will go a long way in rewarding you. And first, immediate reward is about your own health. Immediate result can be seen in your health. That is what matters the most. Your health, your uh, whole day, like what you feel about yourself, the good feel, like what is it? Feel good factor, the whole day. Then meeting some new people, and real good people in your life, having some meaningful rapport with them, and thus getting on to certain important and new projects in your life that will keep you going and make your quality, give you a good quality of life, basically. So that was all about it. Thank you very much.